She said, there's a mass there. And that's when I knew our lives were changing, when I heard the word mass.
April 7th, 2014, a day the Hanberry family will never forget. Their 15-year-old daughter, Maggie, was having some unusual symptoms. Further tests revealed their worst fears.
He assumed it was Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, but sent me to a pediatric gastroenterologist in Jackson, Mississippi. And she kind of assumed the same thing and wanted to do a colonoscopy. And so I went in for the colonoscopy, and that's when she found the mass in my colon.
What began as a tumor in Maggie's colon would soon affect her liver and lungs.
Yeah, I've heard people say, you know, she's stage 4, and I knew that was the worst, but it still, you know, didn't sink in right away. It took a little bit of time to realize she's not only stage 4, but she's stage 4B, which means there's more than one remote organ involved.
Over the next 2 years, Maggie would have multiple surgeries, chemotherapy, and radiation treatments. The most recent therapy seemed to be working, and Maggie was getting back to a normal routine. But in early 2016, scans showed new problems.
We came back for a scan that early May of 2016, and there was a little bit of growth, and so I was going to have to go back into treatment. Started a new chemotherapy then, and through that summer, something kind of came up on my liver again, so they decided to do a surgery just to take that out. And in that surgery, they realized that new chemotherapy wasn't really working, so they wanted to look for a clinical trial.
Determined to find a therapy that could benefit her daughter, Melissa Hanberry's search led her to the Phase 1 clinical trial unit at UAB's Comprehensive Cancer Center. It's one of just a handful of academic Phase 1 programs of its kind in the country.
Phase 1 actually is when a drug is given to a patient for the first time ever. Success in the test tube, success in animal models, never given to men or women.
Phase 1 drugs are often referred to as the drug called hope. Dr. Mansour Salih leads UAB's Phase 1 clinical trial unit. He says the unit is unique because of the team's comprehensive approach in caring for each patient. Maggie started a Phase 1 clinical trial in November of 2016.
We put her on a clinical trial that blocks a significant pathway active in colon cancer, plus giving another pill that also blocks an accessory pathway.
The drug Maggie receives blocks the blood vessel growth pathway in the tumor.
It is like on the highway. When the highway is blocked, most cars will take an accessory route. That's what happens to cancer. If you block a main pathway for growth, the tumor will find accessory routes. So our study is blocking multiple pathways at the same time.
Maggie is in her 5th month of treatment and hopes to start school again soon. Her family says the experience has been difficult, but they decided to use it as a way to share their faith and encourage others.
Maggie is, you know, a ray of sunshine to many people. She has such a positive outlook, a lot more than I do. She has inspired me with her smile and her willingness just to take each day as it comes, to take what each day brings and try to make the best of it.
For Dr. Salih and his team, it's patients like Maggie that are the reason they work so hard to cure this devastating disease.
If we couldn't win the battle, we tried, we did the best we can. So I think the staff does get run down by emotional toll, but I think when they come back the next day, there's always somebody else who they can help. And I think that is the commitment we've made, and that ability to be able to help as many as we can is what really drives us.